You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? As promised, Gitmo's in the building. As promised. Who else we got in here that's a member? I said I'm going to start shouting out members. All hell Balamuccio in the building. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We're a little tardy. Not as late as Mr. Z could be. There's levels to this. Levels to hell, right? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Mr. Z, but you're tardy. Look.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Reckless streams. Y'all already know what the rules are. Don't put in the comments. Don't put in the comments, right? Oh, man. Right? Indigo Flow in the building. Indigo Flow, what's going on? Right? So, what do y'all owe? What do I owe this stream to? The title is Got 'em, the song that never ends. Right? Why would Mr. Z name this stream that?
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
Why would Mr. Z say that? You know, Mr. Z says, let them talk. And some of my old heads and my day ones have heard Mr. Z go on and on about women, particularly black women, but women's childhood rejection trauma. I didn't stress it that much last year, right? I haven't stressed this that much over the past maybe year and a half-ish, right? Over the past 16 or so months, right? Maybe a little bit longer, maybe 18 months. But this is something that Mr. Z used to stress in 2024 and 2023, that if you let the women talk long enough, if you listen hard enough, listen to them, Z, I know. Eventually, 20-some-odd-year-old, 30-some-odd-year-old, 40-some-odd-year-old, 50-some-odd-year-old, maybe even 60-some-odd-year-old women, black women, will start to recount to you how they weren't the cool girl, they weren't the pretty chick, they weren't the it girl in high school, as a minor, as an adolescent. They weren't the cute, attractive girl in middle school. You let them talk long enough, oh, Stephco. You let them talk long enough, Real Talk with Yanni. You let them talk long enough, Kim Foster. You let them talk long enough, and they're going to start to recount to you, Khadijah, they're going to start recounting to you childhood trauma. What Mr. Z forged to you is much of this quote-unquote female empowerment talk, female liberation talk, feminist talk is informed by that. Once again,
got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
so who's the latest person to let us know what informs their misandry that they like to frame as female empowerment? This person is taking it all the way to openly promoting on their channel with a little bit of coyness, just a smidge, just a teeny tiny bit of being coy. Full-on matriarchy, as if she's not a black woman. Continuing, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
can we talk about the suburban black girl to baby mama in the hood pipeline?
As a dark-skinned black girl who grew up in suburbia, it's really not that complicated. White people bullied me every day, specifically white boys. They would make fun of my skin, they would make fun of my hair, they would make fun of my clothes. You know, I used to wear all black clothes. I have on baby fat, apple bottom. I was really dressed to the nines had I been in a black school. They would steal my things. They would call me gorillas, monkeys, and niggas. And this would happen virtually every day. Do you think any black boy ever came to my defense? No, because he's enjoying boyhood. Defending a black girl would mean betraying boyhood. Boyhood was more important to black boys than blackness, at least in suburbia. So you have all of these black boys who look just like you, who won't talk to you, who won't deal with you, because who won't approve of it? The other white boys. I had a black boy ask me to the school dance, and the other boys bullied him so bad for asking me that he unasked me. Now I have all these black boys who look just like me, same skin complexion, if not darker, who will only talk to white girls, white adjacent girls, or biracial girls. And so a black girl who looks like me only learned to do one or two things. Assimilate. You're going to assimilate. You're going to get wigs. You're going to change your voice. You're going to change your clothes. You're going to do whatever it is you can do to be accepted so you won't be ostracized, bullied, and shamed every day just for being black. Or you're going to go to the hood. Everybody wants a black girl, except in the hood, you're a hot commodity. Because ain't no black girls in the hood that walk like you, that talk like you, that dress like you. Now you got endless options. The same reason that fat white girls end up with a hood nigga, the same reason why suburban black girls end up with one. And that's why I say it always comes down to socialization, because that socialization period is brutal. It's not neutral. It's not people introducing you to concepts that you should follow. It's people enforcing them upon you. And if you don't, you are shamed. You are victimized. And it's all done by boys to girls. And the boys never speak up because they have pack mentality. You want to talk about the suburban black girl to hood baby mama pipeline? Let's talk about the suburban black boy to white wife pipeline, to biracial kids pipeline. Because that one is just as common. You got all these black boys in suburban neighborhoods who are being socialized to hate black women, who hate themselves, to hate their own skin, who produce with people who don't look like them so the kids don't look like them. These things are not separate. They are the causality of raising black people around white people. And the cost is extreme. The cost is internalized self-hate, internalized racism. There's a reason why you never see the black boys from the suburbs with the hood girls, because they have the luxury of putting their manhood before their blackness. Black women do not have that luxury. They're always going to be at the bottom of that total pole. Every black boy I went to school with is married to a white girl, and every black girl is a hood baby mama.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. Bun me, it was only a matter of time. By the way, this is like a couple weeks old, but bun me, it was only a matter of time. Bun me, you come from a long line of black women. With this female empowerment talk, we let you talk long enough, and it's some iteration of what, Z? Y'all know, one of y'all favorites.
Men in Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
And what's going on, Jeff? What's going on? Yes, it's all sour grapes. But me, we knew if we let you talk long enough, you was gonna say it, because y'all all say it eventually. All the black female content creators, we let them talk long enough, and that childhood rejection trauma gonna come out. They didn't choose me in high school. They didn't choose me in middle school. 25 years old, 28 years old, 32 years old, 35 years old, 40 years old, 45 years old, 52 years old. We let you talk long enough, and it's always the same thing. Ain't that right, Chrissy? Not less so for Chrissy. Definitely Real Talk with Yanni and Kim Foster and Bun Me. Huh? We let them talk long enough. Huh? And the ladies let you know. And there's other stories. Ostefco. It was a young lady that BGS spoke to years and years ago. I've made reference to it. He was speaking to one of the brothers from northern New York, right, upstate New York, and he was on the panel with the young lady. She was like, "Oh, it goes back to when I was 15 years old," and there we go. What's going on, Els? Huh? We let the ladies talk long enough. I wasn't chose, and as Bun Me said, the black boys, minors, chose boyhood in white girls over being in a relationship with black girls in Bun Me's high school. Huh? Bun Me resents that those black boys got to be chosen by white girls, and the white boys and the black boys weren't necessarily choosing her, minus one brother that asked her to dance, and then he rescinded after his homeboys started making fun of her or making fun of him for choosing on her. According to her, by the way. Women, black women, who are giving social commentary, relationship advice, female empowerment talk, female liberation talk, decenter men talk, all over these interwebs, all over George W. Bush's internet, Al Gore's internet. Black women who are speaking, content creators, you let them talk long enough, and it comes back down to, I wasn't chose. So scorch earth everything. Now they may speak highfalutin, they may hide behind Audre Lorde, bell hooks, huh? And all other manner of white, black, and random feminist. You let them talk long enough. And it's, I wasn't chose. It is, the personal is political. I wasn't chose personally, so scorch earth everything. Because we're not, and going to what Bun Me said, these young boys, these young black boys are being taught to hate themselves because they're not bowing to underage black gynocracy. Huh? They're not bowing. I want you to appreciate, Bun Me is a grown-ass black woman recounting these stories and telling you black boys 18 and younger, minors, weren't choosing up on her when she was a minor. Bun Me, they don't owe you that. If they didn't think you were attractive enough, they don't owe you that. Oh, let me get this right. They have to be anti-black because they don't find you attractive. Bun Me, did you see your braids? You grown. And look at your braids. Okay, fine. Okay, we're not even gonna go into that. Bun Me, they don't. If the white girls are choosing upon them, the problem is, huh? I said it before. Let them talk, and you would see what informs these ladies. And shout out to Kwame from the BX. And he says, we knew who the future misandrists were as kids. We just didn't have the vocab for it. Message, Bun Me, message. Huh? Kwame said, we could smell you. We knew who you were. We didn't know what word to use for it, but we could smell, man, son ain't right. Hey, wait a minute, Kwame, wait a minute. Didn't Kim Foster say the same thing? Oops. Uh-oh. Huh? We let the ladies talk. And they talk themselves right into, oh boy, wait a minute. Desirability politics. Oh. You let the ladies talk long enough, and we gonna walk right into desirability politics. Ain't that right? Real talk with Yanni. Ain't that right? Khadijah. Ain't that right? Kim Foster. Ain't that right? Bun Me. Ain't that right? Chrissy. Oh my God, I could do this forever. Huh? We let y'all talk from divested zealot to divested witch to sovereign woman to sovereign black women to hashtag, name them. You let the ladies talk long enough, and we gonna end up talking desirability politics and why they not being chose by the 6'2" tall, uber wealthy man with status, Tupac in a suit. Tupac when he got famous, not before he got famous. Huh? Long enough as chose by the men that all the women chose. Huh? And because black men with some status, or black boys in Bun Me's case, and Kim Foster's case, and Ostefko's case, and Real Talk with Yanni's case, you know, when they were minors, why aren't the cool black boys in high school? I don't know, when I'm 15, 16, 17, and 18. It gotta be self-hate. Also, what Bun Me is saying to you without saying it is it's not fair that the black boys get to end up with white girls, and me on the other hand, and black girls like me on the other hand, suburban black girls. So white girls chocolate dip, you mean? Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. You mean chocolate dipped? The boy pop on you, but with you ass. White chocolate dip suburban girls. Socially awkward, goddamn Z, you said that out loud. White suburban girls, but chocolate dip, who still listen to Sexy Red in them, but are not as cool as they hood ass cousins who they low key jealous of. You mean, why can't you end up with the white boys, or at least the cool ass black boys from the burbs? That's what you said. Oh, I get what you're saying, Bun Me. The hood dudes treat you like the white girl that you're jealous of from high school. I know that's not the words you used, but that's kind of what you said. Huh? Oh, man. And Jeff said, I only dated Mariah's in high school, or Maria's better yet. I only dated Maria's in high school, and I got so much crap for it. Now I know why. Huh? It's the same complaint. Decade after decade, black girls get to be mean, snarky, rude, sassy. Black women get to be mean, snarky, rude, sassy. Some of them are overweight, most of them, oops, goddamn. And black boys are supposed to choose up on them anyway because they're supposed to remind you of your mama. Have you ever thought that we don't want to end up with our mama? Ooh, goddamn. Like, we love our mom because she's our mom, but we don't want to date someone like our mom. Sorry, Bun Me, that black boys aren't misandrous enough. They're not gynocratic enough. Oops. They're not matriarchal enough. Not enough black boys anyway. Oh, and the black boys from the suburbs get to be around other non-black men and get to see a different perspective. This is the part of the conversation y'all hate. So many of the black boys in the burbs aren't so thoroughly indoctrinated with black misandry. Well, they know about that. Huh? And they haven't really taken to the gynocracy as thoroughly. They haven't taken to the gynocracy as thoroughly as the brothers in the hood. The matriarchy as the brothers in the hood. That's your problem. Well, damn. We let her talk. Shout out to Bun Me. We let you talk. And
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
huh? We let you talk. And you said it. Just let the ladies talk. White, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. You let them talk long enough and it's going to get to desirability. And who they think owed him being chosen. And their politics follows. Goddamn. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And their politics follows. Their worldview follows. Their understanding of manhood, black manhood, follows. And so now, Bun Me going all the way to, why don't y'all just bow? Huh? Let's be very clear. Bun Me sounded like some iteration of this.
What happened to men just shutting the fuck up and going to work? Every time. It's a podcast. It's a meme. It's a stream. Take y'all ass to work and shut the fuck up. Y'all talk too damn much about nothing. About how y'all ain't giving the women no motherfucking money. We don't want to hear it. Okay? We don't want to hear it. Okay, you broke. We got it. Like, please. I'm tired of the think pieces. I'm tired of it. Damn, just be quiet.
From Kim Foster to Bun Me. It doesn't matter. You let the ladies talk long enough. These gender warrior black women, you let them talk long enough, and it's gonna come back down to middle school and high school and who wasn't chose. Huh? And how it's not fair, you damn right.
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
And that's what Bun Me pretty much said. And for those of you who missed it earlier, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
Can we talk about the suburban black girl to baby mama in the hood pipeline?
As a dark-skinned black girl who grew up in suburbia, it's really not that complicated. White people bullied me every day, specifically white boys. They would make fun of my skin, they would make fun of my hair, they would make fun of my clothes. You know, I used to wear all black clothes. I have on baby fat, apple bottom. I was really dressed to the nines had I been in a black school. They would steal my things. They would call me gorillas, monkeys, and niggas. And this would happen virtually every day. Do you think any black boy ever came to my defense? No, because he's enjoying boyhood. Defending a black girl would mean betraying boyhood. Boyhood was more important to black boys than blackness, at least in suburbia. So you have all of these black boys who look just like you, who won't talk to you, who won't deal with you, because who won't approve of it? The other white boys. I had a black boy ask me to the school dance, and the other boys bullied him so bad for asking me that he unasked me. Now I have all these black boys who look just like me, same skin complexion, if not darker, who will only talk to white girls, white adjacent girls, or biracial girls. And so a black girl who looks like me only learned to do one or two things. Assimilate. You're going to assimilate. You're going to get wigs. You're going to change your voice. You're going to change your clothes. You're going to do whatever it is you can do to be accepted so you won't be ostracized, bullied, and shamed every day just for being black. Or you're going to go to the hood. Everybody wants a black girl, except in the hood, you're a hot commodity. Because ain't no black girls in the hood that walk like you, that talk like you, that dress like you. Now you got endless options. Same reason that fat white girls end up with a hood nigga, the same reason why suburban black girls end up with one. And that's why I say it always comes down to socialization, because that socialization period is brutal. It's not neutral. It's not people introducing you to concepts that you should follow. It's people enforcing them upon you. And if you don't, you are shamed. You are victimized. And it's all done by boys to girls. And the boys never speak up because they have pack mentality. You want to talk about the suburban black girl to hood baby mama pipeline? Let's talk about the suburban black boy to white wife pipeline, to biracial kids pipeline. Because that one is just as common. You got all these black boys in suburban neighborhoods who are being socialized to hate black women, who hate them.
Mr. Z, you still there? No, I'm still here. My eyes permanently stuck in the back of my head, though. Pack mentality. Okay, Mel Gibson. Boys have a pack mentality. Why can't you just be an individual and choose upon me and make my high school experience something like what the white girls have? Just because you were socialized to hate your blackness and to hate black girls, and you have a pack mentality and you want to be a white boy. Remember, these are the same folks that write articles that say black men are the white men of the black community. These are the same people. But me is the same type. Now you wonder where they get it from? Now you know. You wonder where they get it from? Now you know. Weirdo, socially awkward, misandrous, anti-black men, black women. That one, why won't these black boys choose up on me? Years later, out of high school, out of college, you still talking the same. Why won't the black boys choose up on me? Have you heard yourself? But me, have you seen your Instagram page? Have you seen it? Go end up with the brothers with no options. Goddamn, Z. Or the white boy. I don't know about the Latinos. I don't know how many Latinos not gonna put pause on you after a while. Dear black women, especially you misandrous, those of you who want your little dictatorial, gynocratic rule in your home, you can always choose the soft-ass white dudes. Notice I made sure I qualified it, soft-ass white dudes, because most of the white dudes ain't going. You could always end up with your soft-ass white dudes, or with a brother with no options, a black man with no options, no other options anyway. Huh? But me, you got choices. But black men don't owe you getting on your program.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shane Song. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is, they left over. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe, I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
Huh? And Jeff says they want DEI for dating. They want first right of refusal. They want first right of refusal. What black girls are saying and black women are saying is if the white dudes and the Latinos and the Asians ain't going to choose upon us in any significant number, black men, you owe us choosing upon us. It don't matter how sexist we are, how misandrous we are, how matriarchal we are, how gynocratic we are. It doesn't matter if we see you as a walking wall and an overglorified guard dog. It doesn't matter if we don't want you to talk. It doesn't matter if we use LGBTQ slurs as an insult, even if we are straight. It doesn't matter if we're overweight. It doesn't matter if we're mean, sassy, rude, consumerist, materialistic. None of that matters. You owe us first right of refusal. That's what the ladies are saying. That's what black girls are saying. That's what black women are saying. That's what they're saying. And it's not fair that outside of the black community, black men are seen as the beautiful ones. Mr. Z has been saying this for years. This is black women's biggest issue. Black men are seen as the beautiful ones. Black boys are seen as the beautiful ones. From everyone outside of the black community. And black women know it, black men know it, but we dare not speak it. This is the unsaid in the black community. And if you dare mention it, you will be hit with all type of LGBTQ slurs. You will be questioned if you hate your mama. You will be questioned if you hate black women. You will be called all type of racist and anti-black. But it's something we all know in the black community, particularly in the West and in America. Black men are seen as the beautiful ones. And for all intents and purposes, it's backwards. And it drives black women up the wall, and they demand that black men apologize for it. Ooh, goddamn. They demand that black men appreciate and apologize for it. That's what this is.
Men in Germany are treated way differently than black women in Germany. Black men are appreciated in Germany. Black men are put in a cultural sense, in a societal sense, you are seen as interesting, whereas black women are seen as lesser.
An experience,
a novelty in which you can approach voyeuristically, and it's dehumanizing. I was a member at Soho House, and I remember seeing a black man sitting there, and there was all these white women around him glorifying him, gawking at the fact that he was existing. And I think black men need to acknowledge that their lived experience in Germany is disproportional to that of a black woman in Germany.
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Every single one of these black women on the internet speaking this gender talk. Every single one. From Chrissy to divested zealot. From Harvard educated Kim Foster to name the other random, to Khadijah. Name them. If she talking gender and she talking black men, you know it's going to get sexist. You know it's going to become anti-black man. And that's what informs it. Black women don't have the ovaries to just come out and say it's not fair that black boys and black men have more options than black girls and black women. It's not fair that they're not forced to be, air quotes, loyal to us and choose us no matter what. It's not fair. It doesn't matter if I'm shaped like a bowling ball. It doesn't matter if I chew with my mouth open. It doesn't matter if I'm unkept. It doesn't matter what my attitude is. It doesn't matter if I'm misandrist. It doesn't matter his class position, my class position. Black men should choose us, period, point blank. And that is the problem for black women. Huh? And so once again, we let them talk, and you know at the end, what is Mr. Z saying?
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want them. Now,
huh? We let them talk is what, and what is Mr. Z saying after we let them talk? On and 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 on. And eventually they tell you that they weren't chosen middle school. Middle school. They weren't chosen high school as minors. And Mr. Z attitude is,
Gotcha, bitch.
and the personal is political. Huh? Huh? We know, ladies, we know. I played a clip, and I covered this twice now. I covered this a couple years ago, and then I covered it again a couple months ago, where a black mother is saying we have to appreciate the dynamics between black girls and black boys in high school. The black boys are the guys in high school, and it's not so much true for the black girls, right? And if black women and black men know this, you would think black men and women, I'm not saying to raise your daughters to be chasing after black boys in high school or in middle school. What I am saying is to raise your daughters not to be complete assholes, smug, sassy assholes as children and then adults. And maybe she gets a wedding ring on her finger by the age of 30, which is late. Oops. But if not, so be it. If you want a community, then make one. Ooh, goddamn. You don't get to raise your daughter to be little selfish, self-centered assholes and then wonder why she out there after 30. After 40? Wait a minute, Z, don't finish that. After 50. Ain't that right, Claudia Jordan? Oops. And Vivica A. Fox, yikes. And Lisa Ray, ope. And Taraji, yikes. Goddamn, I could do this all day. And Regina Hall, ope. Whether they were married or not, ain't that right, Mary J? Talking about Mary, oops. We could do this all day, ain't that right, Maya? Yikes. And Melissa Ford, ope. Damn, Z, and she not even American. Goddamn. We could do this forever. Monica, Brandy, goddamn, Z. Mr. Z Ramen. We're only using the celebrities like Tracy Ellis Ross, goddamn again, to make sure we forward the point. These are celebrity black women, and they moving just like your everyday black woman. These are celebrity black women who are around rich men. I didn't just say rich black men. And they still single as hell. Huh? Well, damn. So if the rich black women are moving like this, the famous black women are moving like this, goddamn. So what about the everyday, random, regular black women? Oh, Bun Me already let us know what it's about.
Can we talk about the suburban black girl to baby mama in the hood pipeline?
As a dark-skinned black girl who grew up in suburbia, it's really not that complicated. White people bullied me every day, specifically white boys. They would make fun of my skin, they would make fun of my hair, they would make fun of my clothes. You know, I used to wear all black clothes. I have on baby fat, apple bottom. I was really dressed.
And we gotta pause because we gotta address this comment. Where did that comment go? And Saint Cyr says, exactly, Jeff. Us being desired naturally by other races of women is a personal affront to them. Mr. Z about to go a little. I didn't say that we were the desirable ones simply by women. God damn, Z, why you had to do that? I said we're the desirable ones, period. Damn, Z, why'd you have to do that? Huh? I said we're the beautiful ones, period. Black men are the beautiful ones. Wait for it. God damn, Z, don't say the rest. On earth. And I meant it the way I said it. Take the status and the money away from the white dudes and see how quickly nobody choosing up on them. Take the money and the status away from the white dudes and see how quickly no one's choosing up on them. That's the poor white man's complaint, especially if he's not 6 feet and taller. When I said black men are the beautiful ones, I meant for everyone, including other men. Ain't that right, Donald Sterling? Oops. Y'all appreciate white boys is watching corn with black men railing white women. White men are watching corn with black men railing white women. Huh? From Africa I came, I couldn't remember the name. Yep, Ed Buck is another one. 2 black men found unalive in his presence. It was one year, and then it was one another, what, a year and a half later, give or take. Don't forget the chubby, overweight Congress member that was cross-dressing, talking about being mounted by black men. Yeah, y'all heard right. When that happened? Last year? Was that last year or was that 2024? That was either 2025 or 2024. Black men are the desirable ones, particularly in the black race, but around planet Earth. And everyone knows it, including black women. And if everyone knows it, including black women, you would think black women talk about being socialized and raised, Bunmy. You would think black mothers and fathers, particularly black mothers, would raise their daughters knowing that if you mess it up with black men, you're going to have to be out here either single, ooh, or paying for the white dude. Goddamn. And the open kept secret is a lot of you women of color are paying for that white husband and boyfriend. Ooh. Y'all talk all that hypergamy talking to the white dude walk in the room, and then you earn more than him and you pay for him. Ain't that right, Queens of King, or whatever the name of the petite chocolate sister is? Huh? This is simple. This is simple math. Bun me. If we all know in the black community that black men and black boys, black males are the desirable ones, then you move accordingly. All the backbiting, slick talk, sassy talk, the smug, huh? The insults, the misandry. How has that worked for black women for the past few decades? Oh, wait, it hasn't worked, and it will never work. It doesn't work, nor will it work. Nice try, though. Continuing.
Can we talk about the suburban black girl to baby mama in the hood pipeline?
As a dark-skinned black girl who grew up in suburbia, it's really not that complicated. White people bullied me every day, specifically white boys. They would make fun of my skin, they would make fun of my hair, they would make fun of my clothes. You know, I used to wear all black clothes. I have on baby fat, apple bottom. I was really dressed to the nines had I been in a black school. They would steal my things. They would call me gorillas, monkeys, and niggas. And this would happen virtually every day. Do you think any black boy ever came to my defense? No, because he's enjoying boyhood. Offending a black girl would mean betraying boyhood. Boyhood was more important to black boys than blackness, at least in suburbia. So you have all of these black boys who look just like you, who won't talk to you, who won't deal with you, because who won't approve of it? The other white boys. I had a black boy ask me to the school dance, and the other boys bullied him so bad for asking me that he unasked me. Now I have all these black boys who look just like me, same skin complexion, if not darker, who will only talk to white girls, white adjacent girls, or biracial girls. And so a black girl who looks like me only learned to do one or two things. Assimilate. You're going to assimilate. You're going to get wigs. You're going to change your voice. You're going to change your clothes. You're going to do whatever it is you can do to be accepted so you won't be ostracized, bullied, and shamed every day just for being black. Or you're going to go to the hood. Everybody wants a black girl, except in the hood, you're a hot commodity. Because ain't no black girls in the hood that walk like you, that talk like you, that dress like you. Now you got endless options. The same reason that fat white girls end up with a hood nigga, the same reason why suburban black girls end up with one. And that's why I say it always comes down to socialization, because that socialization period is brutal. It's not neutral. It's not people introducing you to concepts that you should follow. It's people enforcing them upon you. And if you don't, you are shamed. You are victimized. And it's all done by boys to girls. And the boys never speak up because they have pack mentality. You want to talk about the suburban black girl to hood baby mama pipeline? Let's talk about the suburban black boy to white wife pipeline, to biracial kids pipeline. Because that one is just as common. You got all these black boys in suburban neighborhoods who are being socialized to hate black women, who hate themselves, to hate their own skin, who produce with people who don't look like them so the kids don't look like them. These things are not separate. They are the causality of raising black people around white people. And the cost is extreme. The cost is internalized self-hate, internalized racism. There's a reason why you never see the black boys from the suburbs with the hood girls, because they have the luxury of putting their manhood before their blackness. Black women do not have that luxury. They're always going to be at the bottom of that total pole. Every black boy I went to school with is married to a white girl, and every black girl is a hood baby mama.
You said a lot right there, Bunny. Every black boy you went to high school with is married. Pause right there. We ain't even gonna mention the white girl part yet. Is married. Wait a minute. What does that interracial marriage rate say again for black newlyweds? Black men and black women? Oh, wait. Black men's for newly is, my apologies, y'all. Technical difficulties here. Is 25-ish% the interracial marriage rate. Right? Uh-oh. Huh. Black men don't owe you that. The black boys you went to high school with are married. These are your words. To white women. They're married. The black girls you went to high school with are baby mamas. Say it again, Z, slow. The black boys are married. The black girls are baby mamas. Now you blame this, Bun Me, on the black boys being socialized to hate themselves. Now, pause. The black girls and black boys in the suburbs are coming from the same homes largely. And somehow the black boys are getting married to non-black women, and the black girls are becoming baby mamas to black men in the hood. Huh? And that is black boys who become black men's fault. It's not the black girls who become baby mamas. It's not the black girls who did their nunu from ATL. They went from the burbs to the hood, flaunting their different style because they wanted a certain type of attention, and then got caught up with a hood dude, a street dude, and now they're baby mamas. It has nothing to do with a woman making a decision. Huh? So we need to socialize the boys differently, but not the girls. Even though the result of the boys being socialized is a wedding ring, somehow it's still the black male's fault. Wait, what? The black boys get married. The black girls become baby mamas. And it's still the black boys, who are men now, it's their fault. Because they married, wait for it, they married, say it again, Z, they married a non-black woman. It's not the black girls who are now black women's fault for allowing themselves to become baby mamas, even though there's how many different forms of contraception. There's how many different forms of contraception, but yet somehow it's still black men's fault that black women are choosing black women from the suburbs who, for all intents and purposes, are doing okay-ish. They're raised at least okay. They are becoming baby mamas. And that is the black boys from the suburbs' fault. And Trump Bentley says, autonomy without accountability equals AWA. Say that. Autonomy without accountability is AWA. Well, damn. She didn't say these black boys are turning these white girls into baby mamas. That is not what she said. That the black boys from the suburbs are turning white women into baby mamas. She said married. Huh. But somehow it's the black boys who are now black men. It's their socialization that's the problem. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And talking about that, Oppo says, and thank you for the super chat, the guy that took back his invite to prom invited the, quote, unseen feature in modern tech. While she's fighting us, she needs to fight for her royalties. The thing with Bun Me, with Kim Foster, I agree with Kwame, what he said earlier. We could smell the misandry on you as children, as minors. We just didn't have the words for it. And Saint Cyr is laughing at Oppo's comment, right? We could smell that gynocracy and the matriarchy on you as children. We just didn't have the words for it. Huh? And shout out to Kim Foster for being in this relationship, which is pretty much long term now. I think they're on 2+ years or some odd. So shout out to her. But the boys, black men don't owe black. Look, black women, you've been railing on about your autonomy for decades. But me, you believe in a political social ideology where the women have been railing on about their autonomy for decades, so you get your autonomy. This one-footed autonomy to give black men the middle finger and then one-footed community in case of emergency, break glass community. You don't get that, point blank, period. What's so difficult about accepting that? If you say autonomy, black men are going to hold you to that. If you say independence, if you say freedom, black males, black men and boys are going to hold you to that. And even these minors, they're not conscious of what you thinking in middle school and high school. And they don't owe you being conscious of it either. Huh? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. So, other words, black men meant to be slaves for black women. Got it. That's what it looked like. That's what it looks like. That's what the young lady is saying. We owe her that. Right? And y'all give Z a second. Oh boy, here we go with the noise. And it's keep on going. And it's not going to stop. Oh boy, could you stop it, please? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, there we go. Huh? Bun Me is not a dumb woman. Shout out to KMS. I would argue she's not a stupid woman either. She wants what she wants. She's just angry that it ain't working that way. It's a bunch of temper tantrum throwing ass women That's all. They're just screaming.
Fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Huh? Because when we let them talk long enough, it's going to go to desirability politics, and it's going to go to who didn't choose up on me and who's not choosing up on me now, and what I'm deserving of, and how it's not fair. And these black men and boys, they're colorists, they're futurists, they're fat phobic, etc., etc. And once the ladies go to that, Mr. Z knows.
Gotcha, bitch.
We know what informs every single thing you say about black men and boys. Once you start talking about who didn't choose up on you in high school and middle school,
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
we know. We know what informs all of that. And the world would be a better place if it was a matriarchy. We know. Because we know what informs that. Ain't that right, MJ Gray?
And stuff, yes. I've made a lot of contradictory videos because this whole account has been a stream of authentic consciousness. It has just been me showing up at whatever phase that I'm at in my life, honestly, as a coping mechanism.
We know. And then you get the women saying, women who hate men make the best women, make the best girlfriends, make the best wives. Get you a woman who hates men. Dear men, get you a woman who hates men. Yawn. Especially you young men. For all you brothers that's still in your 20s, get you a mid 40-year-old woman who hates men. So you get your Tracy Ellis Ross on. Yawn. Get you one of these Melissa Fords, even though she's still fairly attractive.
Melissa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You don't got time to be dissentering men, ma'am.
Your wifey material. You should be off the market.
Melissa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for.
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like.
This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a f. I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad.
You love the attention. And you do give a F. Look at the passion at which you said, madam, I could see right through your eyes. I could peer into your soul. That passion that you said, I don't give a F, or that's definitely I give a F. Look again, everyone. That I don't give a F. Look at the intensity at which she says that. Oh, that's definitely I give a F. Because this is gonna die down. Melissa Ford been in the entertainment industry for some decades. She know eventually this is gonna die down. Her and Ebony K. Williams, they keep on coming back every few months. Every 6 or so months, they come back with the same crap. Melissa Ford know eventually this gonna die down. She gonna go back to obscurity. And then she gonna have to be with her own thoughts. And that Rose toy. Goddamn, Z. Continuing.
Melissa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You don't got time to be dissentering men, ma'am.
Your wifey material. You should be off the market.
Melissa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for.
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like.
This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a f. I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad. Misandry, you get rejected. She doesn't want to have anything to do with men. Misogyny, we risk getting killed. I will not go searching for romantic love when my own lived experiences. I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it. Like I don't want it. I'm not trying to convince anybody to get married, to not get married, to have kids, to not have kids. Do what you want with the gift of your life. But if you want some advice from a woman who has lived an extraordinarily full life.
We had him on the podcast.
And Melissa Ford. This is why Mr. Z says the outliers are doing too much talking. Somebody get me connected to Melissa Ford. I need to do this interview. Goddamn Z, what you talking about? Melissa Ford, this is why we say the outliers are doing too much talking. You were the video vixen. You became rich off of being simply physically attractive. The vast majority of women, particularly black women, will not have that outcome. They're going to get on a man's program or they're going to starve. And the numbers say it. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. That's not Mr. Z just pulling that out of nowhere. That's not just bold letters that's supposed to, oh, did it just say that? No, these are facts, period. Do what you want with your life. But as a woman, if you choose not to be married, then you're gonna be out here struggling. If you're a black woman, more than likely, 9 out of 10, you will be on a black man's program, or this will be you approaching retirement.
Because ain't nobody trying to be 60 and broke. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The data in this chart sucks, but there's hope. So the data in this chart suggests that black women who have a degree but are single at 60 have a net worth of $11,000, which, as we know, that's just not enough to live off of. Whereas if you're married and have a college degree at 60, you have a net worth of around $424,000. And the reason why I say this sucks is because I don't particularly like something that is beyond my control to be able to impact the quality of my life. Like, it's literally not within our control if we're married at 60. I mean, we have influence on
yes,
that,
it
but
is.
it's like, it's 50-50, right? It takes two to tango. And so that does suck. However,
there is no however. Get on a black man's program. That's what Melissa Ford was trying to say. However, there is no however. Dear black women, you've been trying, however, I don't know, for 6 decades, 6 decades. How's it been working? Oh, it's not been working. And it's getting worse. Well, damn. More air quotes free, liberated, autonomous black women with no goddamn money and a high ass body count. And they having less and less kids on top of that. Because what, that's going to free up the money? Yeah, that's it. Black women think they slick. They think, okay, you know what? I just won't have the kids then. Madam, okay, now you're going to have a couple of experiences overseas with Dexter St. Jacques and a couple expensive bags and 1 or 2 new cars that you wouldn't have had if you had the children. And that results into what? Wait, you still struggling financially by the age of 60. Oops. Should have been on a black man's program. Listening to the Melissa Fords and the Bun Me's of the world is how you ended up here. Listening to the Kim Fosters of the world is how you ended up here. The struggle. Huh? That's how you ended up there. You damn right. Huh? Melissa Ford said, I don't give a F. With all the intensity and the passion in the world, letting you know she do give a F. It does bother her. It bothers her what people are saying, and it bothers her that she's single as hell. And now she got to keep up the front like she's okay with it. Huh? I want all women to appreciate this, not even just black women. We don't owe y'all romance. We don't owe you bowing. We don't owe you scraping. We don't owe you being there when you finally come off the carousel. We don't owe you being there when you finally tired of the select man, because the select man got a whole lot of selections. Dear Melissa Ford, and to all the others, 45 and older, 50 and older, throwing temper tantrums, acting like you're not, acting like it's about female empowerment and autonomy and choice. Yawn. We don't owe you that, Dr. Sabrina Strings. Goddamn, Z.
Well, the situation is that a lot of women want to have a romance. They love the idea of this, of a man showing up to be selfless, because we so often meet men who are selfish. And to your point about the way in which there's a boyification going on, I think that that's pretty widely accepted. So, I mean, honestly, that's why you saw me roll my eyes. It's like, I don't even think you need to apologize for that. I think women everywhere are seeing that men are turning into boys. And part of it is because of feminism. And maybe people are going to be a little bit upset about that, but that's just the reality. Romance had very clear gender roles. It said men are strong and brave, women are polite, docile. So as feminism was saying, no, this is a misrepresentation of who we are. We contain multitudes, and we also deserve the right to work in public. The more women made demands into incursions into what were, for about 200 years after the Enlightenment, so-called men's spaces, the more men started to first fight back against feminism, usually in ways that women could not see, which is a way in which they hold on to power. But then also they start to draw back romance. They're like, well, are we going to be putting ourselves out for these feminist harpies and these scary career women? No, we want polite, quiet women. These are the ones who restore our classic sense of manhood. And so there is a lot of fraught and contentious, I think, interactions happening between men and women, because men have always maintained the kind of woman that they want in the aggregate. It's not every single man, right? Whereas women increasingly are saying, we refuse to occupy those roles. They don't need to.
And ladies, as Dr. Sabrina String said, the lady said we refuse to occupy those roles. And guess what that means? The men don't have to occupy certain traditional roles either. Yes, Dr. Sabrina Strings, for everyday women, see the top 20%, definitely the top 10%, especially non-Black, specifically white. Oh yeah, they gonna enjoy the romance. All the rest of you women are out here. You want practical, you about to get it. You want to be cold, shrewd, calculating, that's what you gonna get. Romance, what's that? Oops. Huh? Say that, Vince. And All Hair Balamucho says, we both free. The ladies don't appreciate it. When you liberated yourself from these roles, you absolutely accidentally, because I ain't mean to do that, free the men also. So now deal with it. Does that mean all the men aren't going to play a certain role? That doesn't mean that. And shout out to Oppo. What's going on, Oppo? No, it does not mean that. That's not what it means. It just means that the men can opt out. And what you're finding is more and more men, young men in particular, are saying, but why would I play these roles? What do I get for it? Ooh. You old and calculate. The men were supposed, you get in calculating. You get to treat this like it's a business. And the men were supposed to be the romantic ones. And what? Drag you kicking and screaming into romance? How about that? Huh? We know what it is.
Yo, the way men see women nowadays as like little starving feed the children commercials, little African kids with flies on their face and shit. That's how men see women nowadays. Just begging for food and money. And that's wild, you know what I mean? Because a lot of us got our own shit, for real.
Nope, most of you don't.
Got them. We fucking got them. Right where we want them. Now,
huh? Yeah. And Oppo says she really has a problem with the word, quote, docile. Every time I see her, she mentions it. Lady, if you're unruly, then own it. Own it. And Oppo, let me emphasize what you're saying here. Own the consequences of men in large majority, seeing you as unruly. Ladies, you can show up as your authentic self. Black women, you can show up as your authentic self. And men, Black men, can see your authentic self and reject it. Ooh, goddamn. Ladies, you don't owe the men being anything but you. And the men can see you being you and say, I'll pass. If the men want docile, and you've been trying for decades, dear ladies, to change the men's appetite, and it hasn't worked. The men said they want pepperoni pizza, and that's what they want. Period. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. The men said they want pepperoni pizza, and that is what they want. Ladies, you've been trying for decades to change the appetite of the men. They're not budging. Huh? They're not budging. And so, as Opal was saying, for the ladies to have this notion, particularly in the black community, y'all just want women y'all can roll over, and y'all just want these women to be docile, and y'all just want women who are barefoot and pregnant, and y'all just want women that shut up. I don't know what's so wrong with that, but anyway, huh? If you've been trying for decades, shaming tactics, insult, mocking language, huh? Implying that the men are insecure about their masculinity and manhood, questioning their sexuality, saying they want children, all different, calling them pedos. Huh? Someone mentioned passport bros earlier. Yes, that's Bun Mi's issue also. Just like Kim Foster. Saying that the men that are going overseas for relationship and romance and to be valued are going there for triple X tourism, actual tourism. What would be the problem? Mr. Z don't know. But anyway, huh? To Dr. Sabrina Strings, to Melissa Ford, to Bun Mi, men, particularly black men, don't owe you first right of refusal. You do not owe black men kindness, consideration, understanding, racial solidarity, not using their blood, lives, and memory for your own movements. Oops, that have nothing to do with straight black men. Yikes. Huh? Dear black women, you don't owe black men any of it. And black men understand this and they're moving accordingly. Black boys are increasingly understanding this and they're moving accordingly. Melissa Ford, you should have been out the game a couple decades ago. You played the field for too long. You got paid for your work. Shout out to Cameron. You sold your wares. You got paid for your work. You overlooked good opportunities according to you and your story. Mr. Z, listen to the whole damn thing. You said you saw the ring in the dresser and you decided to jet and leave. You said that. So you overlooked good opportunities. You played the game and was on the field for far too long. You sold your wares for far too long. And now the clock stopped ticking. And now you throwing a temper tantrum by doing the misery love company and trying to hide behind just giving good auntie advice to other young women. Get out of here. We see your play, lady. It's old. We've seen it a zillion times from bitter old and bitter middle-aged black women. We've seen this a zillion times, Melissa Ford. You're not doing anything new and novel at all. Huh? We've seen this from women like you all the way to Leslie Jones. It don't matter how they look. It don't matter how old they are. Leslie Jones, maybe not the most attractive, got a decade on Melissa Ford. They both sound the same. Leslie Jones has a decade on Melissa Ford. Melissa Ford is supposed to be the air quotes preference. And they both sound the same. And both of them are hiding behind advice, particularly for women. Yawn. Both of them are claiming to not care to get married. They just want a companion or a situation. Both of them are saying the same thing. And the difference is, as Mr. Z says, just let them talk, and eventually, when they run out of that fake-ass female empowerment talk, when you bring them to the deep end of the pool in conversation, not the kiddie side, not that 3 feet side, bring them to the 6 feet side. As a matter of fact, bring them to the Olympic pool. Let's go 8 feet, 10 feet in the conversation. And you watch them drown in their own hypocrisy. You watch them drown in what's actually fueling the angst, the anger, the sadness, the misery, the backbiting sexist comments towards men, the fake-ass female empowerment talk. You let them talk long enough and, well...
Yes, I've made a lot of contradictory videos because this whole account has been a stream of authentic consciousness. It has just been me showing up at whatever phase that I'm at in my life, honestly, as a coping mechanism.
Huh? Coping talk. You let them talk long enough. And Mr. Z's response to that has been for years now.
Gotcha, bitch.
Huh? Play it again, Z. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
Melissa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You don't got time to be dissing men, ma'am.
Your wifey material. You should be off the market. Melissa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for...
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like.
This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a f. I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad.
Your eyes say different. Your eyes say different.
Misogyny, we risk getting killed. I will not go searching for romantic love when my own lived experiences. I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it. Like I don't want it.
Let's pause right there. Your own lived experience. Wander. And we're back. My apologies, y'all. Reckless. Going back. And we're back. Melissa Ford, your own lived experiences say you squandered $1 million opportunities multiple times in your life. It said that you made unwise decisions. Instead of getting on one man's program, you decided to sell that box, shout out to Cameron, for a couple $1,000s a pop. Giggity. That's what your real life lived experiences say to everyone else. That's what it says. Huh? Your real life lived experiences? This is not female empowerment talk. You're trying to scorch earth the world in romance and in dating and in marriage because it didn't work for you. You played too long. The stop clock buzzed and buzzed and buzzed like a rose toy and buzzed, and you never stopped it. Now you're angry at the world, and we can see it in your eyes. You're so fake. And now you want to scorch earth the world and frame it as female empowerment and wise auntie teachings. This is, by the way, everyone, rich auntie. Melissa Ford is the epitome of rich auntie. She's the epitome of rich auntie. Exhibit A, everyone. This is the air quotes wisdom of rich auntie. Leslie Jones is another one. Vivica A. Fox is another one. Regina Hall is another one. Tracy Ellis Ross is another one. They're rich auntie. Miserable, pretending like they're not. Huh? Telling you how much they don't give a F. Y'all realize we're not around Melissa Ford in person. We're watching her on the screen, and you could see in her eyes how insincere that I don't give a F is. Melissa Ford, we're not afraid of you in person. You can't even fake it on camera. You say the words coming out of your mouth are saying, I don't give a F. That's not what your eyes are saying. That is not what your eyes are saying. Your eyes are saying, oh God, holy, oh God, tears. Huh? You know what your eyes are saying?
Fair. That's not fair! That's not fair!
That's what your eyes are saying. Huh? Your eyes are saying what Claudia Jordan said. I ran out of time. You just don't got the ovaries to be honest about it. Because you wanted more. Huh? Shout out to Joe Budden. We seen the clip. Everyone's seen the clip, Melissa Ford. You wanted more. You played the game too long and you overshot. And instead of you using that as some type of wisdom, you try to scorch earth the world by bringing in young women to your crap. And y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Z, that was a long ass hole, Z. We're back. We're back, everyone. We're back. A few people I have to say what's up to. The Arena Revised, what's going on? What's going on? I saw another member in here. Who else is in here? Ton of runners in here. What's going on? Ton of runner. What's going on? What's going on? By the way, new rule. We acknowledge members. We acknowledge members when we see them. So that's new rule, right? Just you know, membership perks. You know, Mrs. Z. We gotta stay consistent, everyone. And someone else I saw in here. Someone else I saw their comment just about the same time. Who was it? Okay, don't see him right now. Okay, so we were speaking about Melissa Ford's eyes and the lack of sincerity in her eyes, in her face, when she told us how much she did not care. She did not give a F. But that's not what your face says. That is not what your face says, madam. That is not what your eyes say. They say different. Play it one more again, Z.
Melissa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You don't got time to be discentering men, ma'am.
Your wifey material. You should be off the market. Melissa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for.
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like. This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad. Misandry, you get rejected. She doesn't want to have anything to do with men. Misogyny, we risk getting killed. I will not go searching for romantic love when my own lived experiences. I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it. Like I don't want it. I'm not trying to convince anybody to get married, to not get married, to have kids, to not have kids. Do what you want with the gift of your life. But if you want some advice from a woman who has lived an extraordinarily full life.
We had him on the podcast.
Miss Ford, this is not the face. Damn, Z, I know. This is not the face, Miss Ford, of sincerity. This is not the face of I don't give a F. Those are not the eyes of indifference and I don't give a F. Nice try, Miss Ford. We don't believe you. You need more people. And talking about that, what's the name of the chocolate sister again? The one that's married? The one that said she don't want this for young black women? And the problem with her statement is what? The problem with her statement is what? She does not want that for young black women. What's going on, Corey Yeller? Huh? What's going on, Leon? Gitmo, I didn't call you out earlier. I didn't shout you out. What's going on? And Afro Merchant. What's wrong with saying I don't want this for young women, for young black women? What's wrong with that? Melissa Ford. Black women can't follow your example. We watched them do it for a couple generations now. They have nothing to show for it. Melissa Ford, for everyday black women, you know, the ones that can't 1-800 dial up whatever random black rapper from the 90s and the early 2000s. Appreciate. They can't do what you do. They tried, they failed. We have evidence of that. They tried and failed, Melissa Ford.
Because ain't nobody trying to be 60 and broke. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The data in this chart sucks, but there's hope. So the data in this chart suggests that black women who have a degree, but are single at 60 have a net worth of $11,000, which, as we know, that's just not enough to live off of. Whereas if you're married and have a college degree at 60, you have a net worth of around $424,000. And the reason why I say this sucks is because I don't particularly like something that is beyond my control to be able to impact the quality of my life. Like, it's
It is
literally
in your
not
control.
within our control if we're married at 60. I mean, we have influence on that, but it's like, it's 50-50, right? It takes two to tango. And so that does suck. However,
There is no however. This is your face with the however. There is no however. This is what it looked like when you think you're going to pull a however. Huh? Nice try. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Els Active says, LOL, Mel and Yanni aren't convincing liars at all. At all. At all. We have Xers. We can even argue younger boomers, but okay, fine. Xers and millennial women that are the example for Gen Z women that this is not the road you want to go down. But pride and ego is causing young boomers, Xers, and millennials to look in Gen Z women's face and lie to them. Ain't that right, Melissa Ford? Ain't that right, Leslie Jones? They're looking Gen Z women in the face and tell them not only don't get married, that they can make it in this K-shaped economy. By the way, the K-shape, it's still we're gonna cover that Friday. Shout out to the members. Next stream is gonna probably be about angry women. I'm gonna try to set up everything so that we can still play the clips, and I might get a strike. We'll see. We'll try to tough it out, and hopefully not. Hopefully not. Right? So we're gonna be covering that. Shout out to the members. But let's be very clear. In this economy, in this environment, this is the environment that Melissa Ford is pretending like she's not saying, but she is saying, for the women to not get on your damn program. Shout out to the ladies. We'll see. Huh? They're not convincing liars, Els Active. You're correct. Her face. This is her face. Look at her expressions. We don't believe you, lady. We don't believe you because you're lying. Nice try. And Els Active, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Els Active has another super chat. He says, Cisco isn't asking to see the thong no more. Hashtag pain. And that's all. This is not the late 90s, early 2000s anymore. 99 and 2000. Shout out to Juvenile. Huh? This is not for the 99 and 2000. We are literally a quarter century later. More than a quarter century later. Do y'all appreciate, like, this is her play now? This is Melissa Ford's play. What's going on, Otis? This is the play now. To say, I'm not saying, but Adam says, it looks like help me. Oh man, I have to clip out the part from what album was that? It was one of Cameron's album, and the song was Fire Tonight. And Fire Tonight was about catching the itchy scratchy, right? But they had a skit for the song, and on the skit, for the song, there was a part, I want to say it was Jim Jones, who was like, "We see you at the clinic saying, 'Help me, help me.'" And I thought I was in high school listening to that, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, right? And that is Melissa Ford's face. It is "Help Me." And shout out to Adam. And shout out to all of us that remember that skit that I'm speaking about from Cameron. I think it was Jim Jones playing that when he was on the skit saying, "We see you at the clinic. Help me." Yeah, exactly. It could have been somebody else. It could have not been Jim, but I think it was Jim. That is Melissa. We gonna look at it again. This face is a "help me" face. This is pride and ego saying, please look behind the veneer. Don't pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm dying. Huh? Oh man. Yawn. So the ladies, you let them talk long enough, they're gonna say something sexist and misandrous, and they're gonna tell you what informs them. And y'all already know, Mr. Z, we already know. We done mentioned it on this channel before. And Mr. Z's attitude as well.
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
huh? We know. You let the ladies talk long enough. And don't worry, everyone, the misandry is not reserved for just black women. Oh, absolutely not. White women are part of this too. And before we get to that, actually, let's read the Arena Revised super chat. And the Arena Revised says, and thank you for the super chat, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. The Arena Revised says, "Too late, Melissa. We saw your podcast where you admitted to your initial jealousy of Natasha, your Vixen contemporary, when she scored the white VC." Yeah, the white venture capitalist. Yep. Yep. Huh? And all it is coping talk. That's why Mr. Z keeps on spamming that goddamn coping button. Because that's all they're doing now.
Yes, I've made a lot of contradictory videos because this whole account has been a stream of authentic consciousness. It has just been me showing up at whatever phase that I'm at in my life, honestly, as a coping mechanism.
We know. It's all cope talk. The Arena Revised is correct, and I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Because I watched the same thing. I forgot. Exactly. You don't care about marriage so much, you were jealous. Let's be very clear. You didn't grow out of that jealousy. I want to be clear. Because there's a little bit too much wiggle room for her, the Arena Revised. She didn't grow out of that jealousy. That wasn't a jealousy she had a decade ago or a decade and a half ago. No. She's still in that space. She's just pretending now. She has to. The reason why I keep on spamming that MJ Gray clip is because it's not just her saying it's coping. It's her saying that was the space she was in. Play it again, Z.
Yes, I've made a lot of contradictory videos because this whole account has been a stream of authentic consciousness. It has just been me showing up at whatever phase that I'm at in my life. Honestly,
that part, at whatever phase I am in my life, at whatever phase I am in my life, I can't be honest about how desperate I am, how sad I am, how lonely I am, how horny I am, how I feel like I squandered opportunity, how stupid I am, shout out to KMS, how dumb I might feel. I can't admit that. So I have to say to myself and to others, particularly women, how much I enjoy my decision. I love where I am right now. I have no regrets. Because to admit that I regret what I did or what I missed or what I overlooked or what I thought I would have a million trillion opportunities with, to admit that to myself, I might jump off a bridge. Huh? We already saw you being drunk. Auntie, that's the real you. Shout out to what the Arena Revise is saying with the podcast. You forgot she had the glass of wine right next to her. You are drunk auntie. You're not simply rich auntie. You drunk auntie also. The same thing with Crystalline Karazin when she was single. Oops, that's another one that when you let her talk long enough. Y'all forgot? Crystalline Karazin was drunk ass auntie when she was single. Y'all forgot? When her and her man had divorced. When her and the first white husband divorced. Drunk ass auntie. Box wine. Exactly. Huh? We know. And y'all give Z a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. But yeah, so yeah, no, I'm glad the Arena Revise remind us about what she said and her being drunk auntie also. That part. Melissa Ford, look, you don't owe anyone any explanation. You don't owe anyone that. But we could do without the lying and the BSing too, though. And you trying to save face. We don't believe you. And a couple of women are pretending like they believe you for their own good because they're just like you. Y'all all fronting. Huh? Melissa Ford squandered $1 million rappers at the height of their fame and wealth. She squandered it. She could have ended up with one of the camera guys that's making buku. She squandered that. The lady squandered opportunity after opportunity and admitted that she squandered a couple of them. She admitted that she squandered a couple of them, but she framed it like she just, it wasn't my time. I don't want to be held. I don't want to be held down. And I wanted to be free. Well, this is what freedom looked like. Huh? I see what you did there, Cheryl. Funny. That's all. I played the Melissa Ford clip to emphasize to everyone. The ladies will look you in the face and lie to you. They will lie to other women. They will lie to men. Wait for it. Wait for it. Y'all know this one coming. They will lie to themselves. They will look you in the face and lie to everyone, including themselves. Melissa Ford is miserable. Period. Huh? And we could see it on her face that she's miserable. Dear Melissa Ford, you squandered the opportunity. You did that. That's on you. And let me remind you what happens when you squander your opportunity. Whose fault is that?
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You be alright, nigga. You tough, right?
Huh? Does Mr. Z think you should be punished for life for that? No, not necessarily. I actually don't like seeing people in pain. But for you, keeping up the poker face, there's a pun in there, is more important. So deal with it. And to all the young ladies who think they're going to follow Tracy Ellis Ross example or Melissa Ford example, appreciate that they're lying. Appreciate that they're dirty macking. Huh? Nothing about Tracy Ellis Ross' eyes says she's saying oops. Nothing about Tracy Ellis Ross in them thirst trap pictures say that she's okay with her current romantic position or lack thereof. Nothing about it. So you follow that example if you want to. But we're not done yet. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Just let them talk long enough.
Got them. We fucking got them. Right where we want them. Now,
I do have trouble with the decenter romance discussion, decenter men, decenter dating, whatever, because there's a lot of people who want to be in relationships right now. Like, we're living in a very, like, chronically single generation. So a lot of people want to be in relationships and they're not in relationships. And they're not, and then it's not because they chose singleness, it's because, like, they have not had the romantic success that they want. And I think that if we're living in this world where people want love but can't find it, but it's been roped off for 1,000,001 different reasons, because of how awful the dating climate is and blah, 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 even the economy is playing a role. Like, if people want love and can't get it, and then you tell them to decenter and you're trying to, like, appeal to politics, you're trying to appeal to their self-confidence or whatever, like, it's just not gonna land. You know what I mean? And then I feel like you have these people who are cosplaying, acting like they don't care about being single, or they don't care about love, or they don't care about whatever relationships, that they're happy just being on their own, and then their, like, desire for love ends up coming out in, like, other dysfunctional ways, you know? Like, at first I always thought that this was just kind of in relationship to me, I guess, as, like, a queer person who has a lot of trauma, I guess, around being gay, that, like, for me, internalizing the, like, decenter romance, whatever narrative was, like, I actually think loving romance would be very healing for me. And I also have very avoidant attachment style, so I know that for me, being obsessed with my own singleness is just, like, an avoidant tendency. But I think that this is actually more widely applicable. I think a lot of us are not... I don't think that that content is what all of us need. There is an archetype of, like, a boy crazy girl who's, like, chronically in relationships and, like, does need decenter men content, but that's not all of us.
Thank you for saying this in a very long-winded way that the women are fronting. They're lying. It's not simply because you're queer, madam, and socially awkward and chocolate dip white girl. Anyway, it's not simply that. Is that you were raised as a black woman to pretend like you're okay with loneliness. I didn't say solitude. Huh? You were raised to not let the boys, the men, see you sweat. To keep the poker face, to hold frame. Huh? To hold the line. You were raised that way. We know you were, because many black women in particular were. What it look like, Z?
Because getting a man is not hard. Can we? Truly. Okay, no matter what happens with my relationship status, getting a man is not an accomplishment in 2023. And it also pisses me off. And this is why, like, Brittany is really fucking setting the free 30-something women the fuck back, okay? You're embarrassing us. Okay, and this is why I will always respect Amber Rose, because to this day, Amber Rose is like, I'll take your fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. I do what I want to do. Sometimes it's a little cringy, but I'm going to stand on my shit. I'm going to own it. I love this. Whatever. She never switched up. Brittany's doing exactly. She's doing exactly what the manosphere niggas talk about, okay? Which is, you have a bad experience with a wealthy, high-profile person. You have a baby. You get dragged through the mud. And then you realize you're in your early 30s. This is their narrative. Their narrative is then you have a baby, you get dragged through the mud, and then you realize, oh, the clock is ticking. And so now you have to completely rebrand into a loud and proud pick me and scold other women about what they're not doing to get the men. That is exactly what they say. Why would stop embarrassing us. Stop embarrassing us. As a single 33-year-old woman, stop it, okay? You know, I hope she at least, gets man she desires. I hope she gets some, good, faithful dick to swoop in or whatever, pay her car note or whatever.
There's a theme on today's channel, right? The theme is, if you let the ladies talk long enough, they're going to tell you what it is. The theme is that our technocrats are doing a crap job. Our social designers and engineers are doing a crap job, unless, of course, this is the job that they were hired to do. Oops. If they're not doing this on purpose, if the birth rate isn't supposed to decline, where you going with this, Z? Huh? If the birth rate isn't supposed to decline, if they haven't gotten comfortable and rejiggered the entire economy and society for the K-shaped relationship model, stream coming to a Mr. Z channel near you. If this wasn't done on purpose, intentionally, deliberately, then they did a crap-ass job. And so for working class folks, it's going to be little to no romance. Not that many children being born. Huh? Everybody freestyling, including the women. Particularly the women. Especially the women. Huh? Yikes. Madam, you were raised to hold the line. Don't let the boys, the men, the males see you sweat. Don't let them see you be lonely. Don't let them see you minus some bedroom fun, potentially. Don't allow for the men to know that their actions have an effect on you. That if the men decide not to date, that has an effect on you. If the men decide that too many of the women are boisterous and loud and obnoxious and mean and smug and sassy, and I could go on forever, and too many, a disproportionate amount, a critical mass of the men, particularly young men, have decided they don't want to play no more, they're taking their balls, sit intentionally, they're taking their balls and they're going home. If too many of the men decide that they're taking their balls and going home, that will affect the women. Even if, wait a minute, even if the women decided, well, y'all are non-select men anyway, that's who you marry. Oh, goddamn, Z. Now, you was just to say that out loud. Huh? Stand the women's feelings, God. Huh? You hurting feelings, see? Wait, ladies, wait a minute. You think all of y'all are select women? Wait a minute. A whole bunch of non-select women mad that they can't end up with non-select men, so they decided they're not gonna have no children and not get married. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? Well, damn. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. Huh? So I'm supposed to end up with a regular type?
I'm supposed to settle for a regular type dude.
Coming from the lady with a tattoo on her chest, and that's a little chubby. A little Z, I know. Huh? Yeah. You gotta laugh to keep from crying, everyone. So the theme of today's stream, Mr. Z Ramen, got him. The song that never ends. It is a song that never ends. We let the ladies talk long enough, and they start telling you, well, well, you know what? Okay, you know what? I actually do want romance. I hate that we're saying so much that we don't want romance. Yeah. Uh-huh. What happened? You let the ladies talk long enough, and even when they try to lie, their eyes are saying something different. Ain't that right, Melissa Ford? When you let the ladies talk long enough, you damn right. When you let the ladies talk long enough, they start telling you about high school and who wasn't choosing up on them in high school. Ain't that right, Bun Me? For those of you who just got in, rewind to the beginning. When we let you talk long enough, and Mr. Z sits back and, well,
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
Gotcha, bitch.
when we let you talk long enough, and the Arena Revive says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. The Arena Revive says, Mr. Z over here tripping over his words. Melissa couldn't even score the late stage Nick Cannon baby like her, quote, shake ass co-star Lanisha Cole. Lanisha spun the block right before eggs expired. Look, because Melissa Ford was the video vixen. That's the thing. That's number one. Number two, that ego. I seen the interview of her way back when she was still video vixen, and her attitude, and you could see her on the red carpet. You saw the look on her face. She wasn't as young as when she first got in the game, but still young-ish, young enough, I should say. Melissa Ford, you could see the bravado. You could see it on her then. That was way before she slowed the hell down. Way before she got on Joe Budden. This is way before. Right? You could see it on her. She wasn't slowing down on her. She was spin the block. I'm going to be 28-year-old Melissa Ford forever. I'm going to be 25-year-old Melissa Ford forever. I'm never going to have to spin the block. What are you talking about, the Arena Revise? I'm never going to have to think about where I'm going to settle down. Huh? The hypergamy bar grows infinitely. I don't have to think about that. I could always turn down the proposal forever. And look at her now. Now she got to play damage control and tell you she's okay with being single and she don't care about marriage and decenter men talk. And now she's saying that because she don't got nowhere else to go. The reason why, and I got to start playing it more often, the clip from Claudia Jordan admitting she might have messed up and she might have stayed out in the game too long. It's because that's not what black women usually say. What black women usually do is what Melissa Ford is doing, what Leslie Jones is doing. That's what black women usually do. Huh? What Lonnie Love was doing before she ended up with the white dude. They save face by scorch earthing the world when it comes to dating and romance, particularly in the black community. That's what they usually do. Regina Hall with that cringy ass song when she turned 50. Huh? Maya over here telling you how okay she is with being single with her light ass voice. How I knew I didn't want marriage. I saw my dad and I saw my mom and I knew I didn't want it. With her whisper ass voice. Janet Jackson not the only one with the whisper ass voice. That's what they usually do. Dirty macking like Tracy Ellis Ross from men her similar age. These men they have a toxic masculinity that the young men don't have. Shut your hating ass up. Dirty macker of the century over here. Huh? That's what they usually do. So when you catch you a Claudia Jordan just admitting the truth outright, I thought I had more time. And yeah, I messed up and I overlooked certain chances and yeah, Claudia Jordan laid it out. At 52 years old, she finally said it. Most of them are not going to say it. Was she 52, 54, something like that? Most of them are going to pull a Melissa Ford. I didn't want it anyway. Huh? I don't give a F. Yes, you do. Your eyes say different. Huh? So to the Arena Revise, look, Melissa Ford messed up, but she already got a narrative going, and she gonna go with this narrative. And let's be clear, it's not only Melissa Ford. Melissa Ford appreciates this. Other women want to hear her say it. Other women of Melissa Ford's age and younger want to hear her say it. Older women want to hear her say it. Melissa Ford isn't simply doing this for her. She's doing this for other women. And this part, I actually appreciate what she's doing because she knows what she's doing. She knows more importantly than her misery is the fake ass empowerment that she's selling to other women. What's going on, Inspired Truth? What's more important than the lie? God damn, Z, what are you saying? Y'all hear me? What Melissa Ford appreciates, Mr. Z doesn't actually agree with this, by the way, is what's more important than her lying is that she's giving other women, other black women, fake ass female empowerment, fake ass hope that they too could be about to turn 50 and be single, no man, no prospects. Now, we don't actually know if Melissa Ford isn't getting the dust knocked off, which she probably is on the low. But no man, no prospect, and you could be okay with traveling and your dogs and cats and, huh? Getting your Amanda Seals on. Ooh. Damn, Z. Huh? So she got to save face. And for those of you that don't know what we're reviewing, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Continuing.
Melissa Ford, welcome back. What happened after we press publish?
You got time to be dissenter men, ma'am?
Your wifey material. You should be off the market. Melissa, like, yo, she's cooking. Ain't nobody gonna rock with her, man. They're just gonna use her for.
You know, when you've been ran through like that, that's what happens.
This is what coping looks like. This is not what I want for young black women.
You're 50.
I'm aging. Look, it's not that tight anymore. I don't give a I love it. I love it. I'm sorry if this makes you mad. Misandry, you get rejected. She doesn't want anything to do with men. Misogyny, we risk getting killed. I will not go searching for romantic love when my own lived experiences. I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it. Like I don't want it. I'm not trying to convince anybody to get married, to not get married, to have kids, to not have kids. Do what you want with the gift of your life. But if you want some advice from a woman who has lived an extraordinarily full life.
We had him on the podcast.
Good. It sounds empowering. Shout out to the ladies, right? We know what forms this. As I said earlier, Melissa Ford isn't saying anything new or novel. Leslie Jones a few weeks back. We know what this is. And let me read this super chat. Y'all give you a second. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. And I'm Waffle says, and thank you for the super chat. Super chat. I'm Waffle says, yo, I believe that girl you played. I'm gonna play her again. I believe that girl you played the same one who made a TikTok about how he feels white women are better allies to women. My apologies, y'all. Technical difficulties. Darina Revised says I was borging during the super chat. My apologies, Darina Revised. That was not on purpose. Not on purpose. Right. I'm back. I'm back, everyone. I'm back. Let's see if I could if those super chats are still here though. Then I didn't even see the comment. Yeah. Okay. That was the Arena Revised comment. And let's read I'm Waffles again. I'm Waffles says, y'all believe that girl you just played was the same one who made a TikTok about how she feels white women are better allies to black men, to black white women than black men. Okay, a little typo. I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost. I think white women are better allies to black men than black women. Maybe, or white women are better allies to black women than black men are. Maybe that's what you're saying. I'm Waffles. Please correction, right? Hey, Els Active says Shan has probably corrupted more young girls than Sexy Red, and we know she been out here, and we know she has interesting relationship advice and ideas. We'll say that. We'll say that, right? We know that, right? And let's play the clip again. Y'all give me a second.
I do have trouble with the decenter romance discussion, decenter men, decenter dating, whatever, because there's a lot of people who want to be in relationships right now. Like, we're living in a very, like, chronically single generation. So a lot of people want to be in relationships and they're not in relationships. And they're not, and then it's not because they chose singleness, it's because, like, they have not had the romantic success that they want. And I think that if we're living in this world where people want love but can't find it, but it's been roped off for 1,000,001 different reasons, because of how awful the dating climate is and blah, 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 even the economy is playing a role. Like, if people want love and can't get it, and then you tell them to decenter and you're trying to, like, appeal to politics, you're trying to appeal to their self-confidence or whatever, like, it's just not gonna land. You know what I mean? And then I feel like you have these people who are cosplaying, acting like they don't care about being single, or they don't care about love, or they don't care about whatever relationships, that they're happy just being on their own. And then their, like, desire for love ends up coming out in, like, other dysfunctional ways, you know? Like, at first I always thought that this was just kind of in relationship to me, I guess, as, like, a queer person who has a lot of trauma, I guess, around being gay, that, like, for me, internalizing the, like, decenter romance, whatever narrative was, like, I actually think loving romance would be very healing for me. And I also have a very avoidant attachment style, so I know that for me, being obsessed with my own singleness is just, like, an avoidant tendency. But I think that this is actually more widely applicable. I think a lot of us are not... I don't think that content is what all of us need. There is an archetype of, like, a boy crazy girl who's, like, chronically in relationships and, like, does need decenter men content, but that's not all of us.
Yeah, yo, we have some technical difficulties. My apologies. We're about to come to an end anyway, but yeah, no. So this is simple, yo. This is super simple. Our title today was "Got 'Em," the song that never ends, and it's the song that never ends because when you let the ladies talk long enough, and you listen hard enough, listen, Z, I know. They're gonna tell you what actually informs them in their opinion. And it wasn't what they said
This
earlier.
is a song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Huh? It isn't what they said. You have to let them talk long enough. And you can't let them stay in the shallow end of the pool, the kiddie side of the pool in conversation. Because they get to hide there. They get to spew all the standard feminist talking points or male inept talking points, inept men talking points, sexist men talking points, misogynistic men talking points. And when you allow for the women to talk and 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 talk some more, hey, wait a minute, talk some more, you get to the point where finally, after a few months, years of talking, they finally tell you what actually informs their opinions, their sexist, misandrous opinions. And it's often desirability politics and childhood rejection trauma. Just let them talk. And Mr. Z will be there waiting, thinking, feeling, and knowing.
Got him. We fucking got him. Right where we want him. Now,
huh? You damn right. We let him talk long enough, and well,
Gotcha, bitch.
huh? You damn right. So we know what it is. And so on that note, everyone, shout out to the members. Be expecting the Angry Women clip. Well, the Angry Women stream should be coming in the next few days. And for the rest of y'all, we're gonna do the instead of, I know I was supposed to do that K-shaped economy, K-shaped relationship model stream. That was what, Saturday or Sunday? Sunday. Life happened. My apologies, everyone. So we will be getting to, I want to make it a panel discussion. That's why I moved it to Friday. So we will hopefully be having a panel discussion Friday, barring anything crazy. That does not mean y'all don't get another stream up until Friday. That does not mean that, but it does mean I want that particular stream to be a panel discussion. So that's why I pushed it for Friday. So hopefully we still get that. And on that note, everyone, we will pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? That's all. That's all. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.